You have no idea what amazing gadgets the Chinese have sent us lately. They never fail to surprise, shock and make you wonder, how does this even work? A cordless electric jigsaw is a great tool, but not everyone can afford one. However, if you already own an ordinary electric screwdriver or drill, the Chinese have come up with a clever solution. It's a black adapter with a durable body and 3 jigsaw blades included in the kit. All you have to do is secure the adapter's shaft into the screwdriver and pull the trigger. But will it actually work? Let's put it to the test on this 1 cm thick board. Okay. Wow, it looks like it's cutting just fine. Well, that was really easy. Let's attach the included handle for better grip and take it outside to try it on a 20 mm board. The cut may not be as fast as with a fully fledged jigsaw, but it's still smooth and efficient. And if you use a more powerful screwdriver with a larger saw blade, you might even be able to cut through fairly thick branches in the garden. I have no idea how it works, but I'm determined to find out. That's why I took the saw apart to see what's inside. Wow, I didn't even know how to explain this. There's a top part that spins, moving the bottom part back and forth. The entire mechanism is covered in grease. All in all, it's a great budget-friendly alternative to an electric jigsaw. This gadget will especially appeal to the female audience. It is a plastic rod that starts to glow and vibrate when you turn it on. The other button adjusts the temperature of the heating tip. It is designed to warm and massage the skin of the face. But I bought it to massage my ears and eyelids after a long working day at the computer. I've seen this device on TikTok several times and decided to test it myself. It consists of a wooden cylinder with 2 diamond-coated discs on its edge, which can rotate independently of the body. The other part of the device is a wooden bar with rubberized edges cut at a certain angle and powerful magnets hidden inside. This is an unusual model of a knife sharpener, and now we will test it out on this kitchen knife. Let's see how the cutting edge of the knife looks before sharpening. Attach it to the magnets on the bar, and now we start rolling the cylinder along the edge, thus removing a thinner layer of metal from it at the required angle. After that, we turn the cylinder to the other side and repeat the procedure. Let's check how smooth the blade looks now. Sharpening a knife with this device takes a little more than a minute, but the result is excellent. Optionally, you can disassemble the cylinder and buy another disc if you want to sharpen the knife even better. In this way, you can sharpen knives of almost any size with minimal loss of time. This device looks like an ordinary book or a thick notebook, but when you open it, the real magic happens, and its pages begin to emit light, turning the book into a very unusual lamp with a pleasant glow. The pages are made of thick paper, but still require careful handling to remain so beautiful. The book cover contains neodymium magnets, allowing you to open it all the way around and fix it in this position. The book has 3 glow modes with different light temperatures. To switch models, you need to close the book and open it again. The book is charged via a USB-C port, and I suppose it can be powered from the network at all time. I managed to peek into a small hole behind the pages and see the circuit board and the LED strips inside. The book is really cool and surprises anyone who opens it for the first time. The Chinese sent me a green box containing a strange green bag inside. It turned out to be a most unusual flashlight in the world, which works on common salt. There is a white case on its side, and the LEDs with metal contacts inside the bag. According to the instructions, we need to pour 10 grams of common salt and plain water to the mark indicated on the edge. A little shake, and press the power button. Unbelievable! It's working! This flashlight emits light using just plain water and salt. The light is bright enough to illuminate an entire room, so you can see the cat and the other objects. As you can see, there is some sort of a chemical reaction resulting in the emission of gases, which should be discharged from the bag through this hole with a little filter. Such a bright light will easily illuminate many meters ahead of you during a night walk. And by the way, the package says that it can work from a salty bodily fluid. It can work for 140 hours on 1 spoonful of salt. When the charge is exhausted, you simply have to pour out the processed water and repeat the procedure by adding more salt. At first, I couldn't believe such a thing even existed because it looks like an ordinary but rather large pen. You can't imagine how surprised I was after removing the cap. I discovered that it actually was a real fishing rod that extends up to 1 meter. Despite its small size, it was surprisingly sturdy and flexible. It comes with a small reel attached to its base. Let's wind up some strong pike fishing line onto it right away. Now it's time to check it in action. The weather conditions weren't ideal for trolling, but I had to give it a try at least. I made many attempts and tried to throw the bait as far as possible, but it didn't help. And then, when I almost gave up hope... That's a real fish! It's still alive. I had to stun it a little to keep it still. It's actually a pencil case. Obviously you can't eat this fish, but you can carry your school supplies in it and surprise other people. This rod is definitely not for big fish, but I'm sure it's quite suitable for small prey. Before shipping the next gadget, the Chinese asked me if I had a rotary hammer at home. I said I did. Then they sent me this weird hammer drill bit. I couldn't understand its purpose for a long time, because the only thing it can do is transmit shock vibration. That's when I figured out it's probably designed for hammering various objects and wooden stakes. I immediately sharpened a test piece with a blunt axe, put it in the ground and started the rotary hammer. Look at that! It goes into the ground like a knife into butter. It's so deep, I can't take it out with bare hands, so I have to use a shovel. Let's increase the difficulty of the test by using an even thicker wooden stick. The problem is that the surface of the bit is smooth, and so it is sliding on the stake, preventing me from turning the perforator on full power. Despite this, the stick keeps going deep into the ground. It is a bit rotten and starts to fall apart from the vibrations, but that doesn't stop us from driving it fully into the ground to a fairly great depth. All of you must have seen this kind of a rivet gun before, but the Chinese have come up with rivets that don't require a riveter at all. All you need is an ordinary hammer. Let's try to fix this metal angle to a thick square tube, hit it with the hammer and... The opposite part of the rivet opens up like a blooming flower, thereby securing the parts very tightly. I knew the Chinese were smart and crafty, but I had no idea they were this creative. Finally, they sent me some kind of a wooden construction kit. I didn't expect to be surprised by something like this, but the kit contained parts of a remote control and a real wooden quadricopter. I assumed it would be easier to assemble the remote control, so I started with it. The circuit board should be fixed between the two parts of the wooden body. After that, I placed a plastic control stick on the metal pins. Everything seems to work and looks very cool. Now it's the turn of the drone itself. There are several dozens of different pieces in it, and we need to start the assembly by creating the frame out of 4 large parts. Afterward, we glue shock-absorbing pads on the protruding elements, which will provide a softer landing. Now it's time to install the motors on their mounting points. Look how tiny they are. The battery should be placed on the bottom of the quadricopter to ensure its stability. The control board with a gyroscope, which will analyze the position of the drone and ensure its stability, should be fixed on top. Plug the motors into the appropriate sockets. Install the propellers. Don't forget about their guards, so they don't break in case of a collision. And our drone is ready! Check out how cool it looks! In order to turn it on, we need to connect the battery to the control board. The blue and the red LEDs light up, and we're ready for takeoff. Wow, it's flying! Moreover, I can control it pretty well and perform various maneuvers. When pressing one of the buttons, it even performs a simple stunt. The drone is tiny, thanks to which it can safely fly inside the house and even hit the furniture and the walls, as the guards provide full protection from the collision. Of course, flying outdoors also brings a lot of fun. I hope you found this video interesting. Links to all the gadgets are in the description.